That video statement from the superintendent was released before 7 a.m. and we have been asking for updates all day, but the district tells us no one is available to answer our questions.
One person who is talking is the leader of the bus union, and brace yourselves, parents, because he thinks that school needs to be canceled through next week to find a solution. WDRB investigative reporter Valerie Chin digs into the busing problem and finds one issue is the new software JCPS is using.
Chaos and frustration on the first day of school for JCPS.
They got out of school at 4:20 and we had to go get our kids from school, so they said they weren't going to get here until almost after 6 o'clock.
WDRB heard from hundreds of parents, teachers, school administrators, and bus drivers upset about the late buses or buses not showing up. JCPS hired Alpha Route for its new bus routing system.
Some of my drivers are telling me they got some kids crossing a 4-lane highway, which I know that's not district policy. So stuff like that, that's now, the computer didn't take into consideration.
The company out of Massachusetts says it uses the next generation of routing algorithms developed by MIT Research. It uses artificial intelligence to come up with bus routes for JCPS. It's supposed to save time and money and help with the bus driver shortage.
So you can stimulate all you want to, but if you're not going to listen to drivers and take their input, it's still not going to work.
John Stovall represents the JCPS bus union and says he had concerns about the new Alpha Route system and told the district early on, but nobody listened.
I would advocate that they cancel school for next week as well. I know the district will probably get mad at me for saying that.
Using Alpha Route, JCPS says the average ride time for students is supposed to be 27 minutes. The average walk to bus stop distance, about a quarter of a mile. But as we saw, bus times were much longer than that for many. And parents said students were walking far distances to their stops. Superintendent Marty Pollio is not talking about the bus issues where the media can ask questions, but instead released a video.
First and foremost, I want to take this opportunity to apologize for last night.
Thank you for joining us.
Here's what Pollio had to say about Alpha Route on the first day of school before the afternoon and evening bus delays.
But they're a consulting company that it's not necessarily software. It's a consulting company that has done this in several other districts. So they won our RFP when we put out a request for proposal. And obviously, we make sure that they've had a history of being successful in other places as well.
WDRB Investigates found Alpha Route was not successful for Columbus, Ohio City schools, where over 35,000 students ride the bus. District leaders there say CCS paid $1.5 million to purchase Alpha Route software to use last school year. But there were so many issues, CCS reassigned routes to students in January and instead renewed VersaTrans routing software that it had used the previous school year.
Do you think Alpha Route should be used still?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's apparent it's a disaster. Now, there may be a few things they could take from that and tweak it, but right now, no. And I think in other school districts have used this same Alpha Route seen before and had the same problems.
This school year, using the new system, JCPS cut bus routes, going from 730 to 600.
Some bus drivers were telling us the issue is they're taking East End drivers, putting them in the West End to areas they're not familiar with or all around the county.
Right. And then the other problem is that, when you have drivers with now two different routes, basically.
Drivers have one route in the morning and a different route in the afternoon. This shows a route some students took, a 90-minute ride from East Louisville to St. Matthews, to Portland, to downtown Louisville, and to Old Louisville to get to their school on the first day. Stovall says route sheets used to be short, and now they're several pages filled with stops. Parents remain concerned.
So I feel like this is going to last for the whole school year due to some bus drivers wanting to quit. So I don't think this is going to be a fix.
What do you anticipate happening on Monday if school continues?
I think we'll have the very same thing again. It's too much change too soon, too fast.
Now it's